Live from Studio 1396, Columbus, Ohio, I'm AJ England, and this is Late Lap. Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the intersection of horsepower and high drama. We are perched on the precipice of a pivotal weekend in the NASCAR calendar as all three national series are going to converge on the Music City, Nashville. They're going to work on a concrete crescendo that promises to shake up the standings and solidify championship aspirations. Or, just provide some good old-fashioned ear-splitting, fender-rubbing entertainment. And with a combined purse worth well north of $13 million across the three series, believe me, the stakes are as high as Nashville guitar solos. We're talking about the Nashville Superspeedway, that unique 1.33-mile concrete beast, the longest of its kind on the NASCAR schedule. It's a track with a relatively young Cup Series history, but one that's already carving out its own distinct, often unpredictable identity. This weekend, June 1st, marks the fifth running of a Cup race here since its grand return. And if the past is any prologue, we're in for a treat. Of course, the main event is the Cracker Barrel 400, where concrete dreams and nightmares will certainly be made. I'm going to set the stage for this Sunday Cup race. It's the main event. The lights are on, engines roaring at 7 p.m. Eastern, broadcast live on their newest Amazon Prime partner. For those of you smart enough to have figured out your streaming passwords, you're in for a treat. 300 laps, 399 miles with stage breaks at lap 90 and 185. The purse, a cool $11,055,250. That's a lot of cheddar, even for Cracker Barrel. Nashville Superspeedway, it's not just a track. It's a concrete conundrum. 4 Cup races since 2021, 4 different winners. Kyle Larson kicked things off in 2021, followed by Chase Elliott in 22, Ross Chastain grabbed the guitar in 23, and just last year, champion Joey Logano parked it in victory lane. That's a testament to the challenge this D-shaped oval represents. It's not a place where one driver or team has simply shown up and dominated year after year. It demands adaptability, a perfect setup, and maybe a little bit of that Nashville magic. Now, when we talk about concrete ovals, a few names immediately spring to mind. And wouldn't you know it, they've been feasting lately. The last 6 concrete races across the circuit, only 3 winners. Denny Hamlin with a hat trick, Kyle Larson with a pair, and Joey Logano snagging 1. Larson in particular seems to have found a rhythm on the hard stuff, sweeping the last 4 stages on concrete. That's not just good, it's a statement. And remember last night's show, we said he needed to prove one. Last year's Nashville race, it was a marathon, an epic that stretched 31 laps past its scheduled distance thanks to 5 overtime finishes. 5! That's the most extra laps we've ever seen in a Cup race. The official time for the race, 4 hours, 3 minutes, and 54 seconds. It wasn't just a race, it was an endurance test, the longest of the entire 2024 season, and emerging from that beautiful chaos was Joey Logano, finally breaking into the win column for 2024. That victory here seemed to light a fire under the 22, including that Nashville triumph. Logano has racked up 5 wins since, second only to Kyle Larson's 6. And get this, 5 of Logano's 8 top 5 finishes since the start of 24 have been wins. When he's on, and Nashville was a prime example. But if there's one driver who truly calls Nashville Superspeedway his concrete playground, boy oh boy is it Kyle Larson. He's the only driver to have finished in the top 10 in all 4 Cup races held here. His average finish? Staggering, 4.5. That's not just good. That is his best average finish at any track on the circuit. Consistency, thy name is Larson, at least in Tennessee. Contrast that with the powerhouse of Joe Gibbs Racing. You'd expect them to be frontrunners, like they are seemingly everywhere. But Nashville has been a bit of an Achilles heel. In 4 races, the entire JGR camp has managed only 2 top 5 finishes. And last year, despite leading a commanding 203 of the 331 laps, not a single JGR car cracked the top 10. That's a head scratcher. That's a statistical anomaly that you can bet Coach Gibbs and his crew have been dissecting with a fine-tooth comb. They'll be looking for redemption and a big old slice of that $11 million pie. The big picture, though, is the halfway home and the playoff puzzle. This weekend isn't just about Nashville, it's a marker. We're officially halfway through the 2025 Cup Series regular season. 13 races down, 13 to go before the playoff intensity ratchets up. And if you're a driver currently outside the coveted playoff bubble, the pressure is mounting. History tells us that big comebacks are rare. In the stage era, the largest deficit overcome after 13 races to point into the playoffs was a mere 20 points. That was achieved by Ryan Newman back in 2019. That's the only time a driver more than 10 points adrift at this stage has clawed their way back in. So, for those hovering around that cut line, every lap, every point, every single position gained on Sunday night is magnified. And speaking of history, Sunday's race will be the 2,800th NASCAR Cup Series race. 2,800. Think about the legends who've buckled into these iconic moments. The evolution of the sport. It's a milestone that adds another layer of significance to an already crucial weekend. The 2025 season itself has been a barn burner. We've seen 8 different winners in 13 races. Parity? Absolutely. Excitement? You bet. 3 of the last 4 races have been won by drivers getting their first win of the season. It's a trend that keeps everyone on their toes. Drivers, teams, and especially us, the media, and the fans. And how about the finishes? 7 of the 13 races this year have been won by drivers leading 10 laps or less. Let that sink in. 10 laps or less. That includes 4 of the last 6 races. The days of one driver checking out and leading wire to wire seem to be, if not over, then certainly less common. The pass for the win has come in the final 8 laps in a jaw-dropping 10 of 13 races this season. And if that's not enough for you, 4 races have ended with a last lap pass. 4. That's the most ever through 13 races. If you're leaving your seat before the checkered flag, you're doing it wrong. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the 4 thundering Chevrolets from Hendrick Motorsport. Their performance in 2025 has been nothing short of breathtaking, statistically speaking. Hendrick drivers have won 11 of the last 13 stages over the last 6 races. 11 of 13. Yet, in a curious twist, they've only converted that stage dominance into 2 race wins during that span. It's like they're writing the first 2 acts of a blockbuster movie perfectly, then occasionally fumbling the finale. A Hendrick driver has led the regular season point standings after each of the last 11 races, with William Byron holding the top spot for 10 of those. They've led the most laps in 5 of the last 6 races. In fact, the team has led a staggering 1,391 out of 1,923 laps. That's 72% of all of the laps. Their 14 stage wins in 2025 are the most ever by a team through 13 races. The 1,706 laps on the season they've led leads all teams by a country mile. They have led 989 more laps than any other team, to be exact. And it's their most since their dominant 1996 campaign through 13 races. 31 top 10 finishers tie their most ever at this point in the season. 5 poles, 19 top 5s. The list goes on. They are, by every statistical measure, the team to beat. Yet, they've never won a pole for Nashville. A small quirk, perhaps, but one they'll be keen to rectify this Saturday during Busch Light pole qualifying. And while they are the only team with at least one car finishing in the top 5 in all 13 races this year, an incredible feat of consistency, The ultimate prize is that Gibson Les Paul guitar on Sunday night. Individually, Kyle Larson leads all drivers with 851 laps led this year, a testament to his speed and the quality of his Hendrick machinery. His teammate William Byron isn't far behind, ranking second with 669 laps led. Combined, these two young guns have led 41% of all laps raced this season. Byron's numbers are particularly eye-popping. His average start of 8.85 is best in class, and his average finish of 9.54 also leads all drivers. That's the kind of consistency that wins championships. That's the kind of consistency that may win Nashville. And a quick nod to Alex Bowman, who will make his 268th start with Hendrick Motorsports this weekend, passing the legendary Kenny Schrader for 6th on the team's all-time starts list. A significant milestone for a driver who continues to be a vital cog in that Hendrick machine. While Hendrick's dominance is a major narrative, there's plenty more brewing in the Cup Garage this weekend in Nashville. We've seen 8 engine DNFs already this year. To put that in perspective, there were only 10 all of last year. Is it a supplier issue? Are teams pushing the limits? It's a worrying trend, I'll tell you that, and it could have playoff implications. The sheer number of drivers running at the front is also remarkable. 27 different drivers have finished in the top 5 this season. That's the most through 13 races since 2011, and tied for the most in the last 59 seasons. It speaks to the depth of talent and the unpredictable nature of the current gen car. Keep an eye on Ross Chastain. Over the last 7 races, the Melon Man is finishing, on average, 21 positions better than his starting spot. That's not just making up ground, it's a full-blown cavalry charge through the field every week. And Chase Elliott, Mr. Consistency, he's the only driver yet to finish worse than 20th all season. In a sport this chaotic, that's an achievement in itself. Milestones abound this weekend. Denny Hamlin, a titan of the sport, will become the 22nd driver to start 700 Cup races. He will tie last week's 700, Jimmy Johnson. A remarkable career still going strong for Hamlin. Interestingly, none of the previous 21 drivers won in their 700th start. Can Hamlin break through this weekend and conquer Nashville? His recent form has been a roller coaster. 4 top 5 finishes, followed by 4 finishes outside the top 15. He'll be looking for a return to form on track type he typically excels on. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at 450 Cup starts this week. He's got a chance to join an exclusive club. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, and Kyle Busch, the only drivers to win on start 450. And speaking of Stenhouse, here's a stat that will make the analytics crowd stroke their beards. Despite being ranked 32nd in speed, 31st in passing, and having the 35th ranked pit crew, he sits 15th in playoff standings, a comfortable 17 spots above the cut line. How? Grit, determination, and perhaps a horseshoe welded somewhere in that JTG Daugherty Chevrolet. I like to still use the old name. It's a testament to making the most of what you got. On the pole front at Nashville, it's been a mixed bag. Denny Hamlin has 2. Eric Almirola took it in 2021. Ross Chastain in 23. This year, Alex Bowman, William Byron, and Chase Briscoe are the only repeat pole winners, each with 2. Team-wise, Richard Childress Racing is searching for answers. Only 1 top 5 finish after 13 races marks their slowest start since 2019. They need a spark. Ryan Preece, on the other hand, is quietly having a solid year, bagging 5 top 10s already, tying his most ever in a race season. And 2311 Racing, after a strong start, has cooled off, with only 1 top 10 in the last 5 races. They'll be hoping Corey Heim, making his 2nd career Cup start in one of their Toyotas, can provide a jolt of energy. Night racing always brings a different vibe, and the last 9 night races have been won by 9 different drivers. Talk about spreading the wealth. However, William Byron leads all drivers with 4 night race wins in the next-gen car. He clearly thrives under the lights. And let's not forget the unsung heroes on pit road. The top 3 pit crews right now are all Toyota teams. The 23 of Bubba Wallace, the 11 of Denny Hamlin, and the 54 of Ty Gibbs. But watch out for Ryan Blaney's 12 crew. Since a roster change before Talladega, they've been the best rated pit crew in the business. Those lightning fast stops can be the difference between winning and losing, especially at a track like Nashville. Finally, a quirky stat. 4 different drivers have finished runner-up in the 4 Nashville Cup races. Ross Chastain, Kurt Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and last year Zane Smith, which was Smith's career best finish. Who will be the bridesmaid this time around? Before the Cup stars shine on Sunday, we've got a full slate of action with the Xfinity and Craftsman Truck Series. And trust me, those aren't just opening acts. This weekend in Nashville, they're headliners in their own right. Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on the CW, it's the Tennessee Lottery 250. 188 laps, 250 miles, and a purse of $1.6 million. This will be the 26th Xfinity race at Nashville Superspeedway, and the 5th since the series made a welcome return in 21. We're also at the halfway point of the Xfinity regular season, and the playoff picture is starting to take shape. 6 of the 12 spots are already claimed by race winners. Intriguingly, the first 4 drivers below the cutoff are all rookies. The pressure is on for these young guns to make a statement. Keep an eye on that Hendrick Motorsport number 17 car, which has been a rocket ship all of this year and last. 2 wins, 5 top 2 finishes, and 6 stage wins in just 8 races. Corey Day, a rising talent, gets the nod this weekend. And speaking of powerhouse teams, Joe Gibbs Racing hit a monumental milestone at Charlotte, winning their 200th career Xfinity Series pole. No other team has even reached 100. That's sustained excellence. Nashville's Xfinity race has a habit of producing different winners. 5 different drivers have won the last 5 races here. Of those in the field this weekend, only Justin Allgaier, the 2022 winner, is a past Nashville winner. He'll be a favorite, but he'll have a company. Ross Chastain, fresh off his Cup duties, will be moonlighting in the number 9 for Junior Motorsport, adding some star power and a whole lot of aggression to the mix. Historically, Nashville has been a place where careers are made. 7 drivers earned their first career Xfinity win here. Most recently, Brad Keselowski, way back in 2008. Could we see another breakthrough performance? Austin Hill is a model of consistency here, the only driver to finish in the top 10 in all 4 Nashville races since the 2021 return. But there's a wave of new talent. With 13 drivers entered this weekend, who has never made an Xfinity start is their baptism by concrete for them. The racing itself, expect the unexpected. 2 of the last 4 Nashville races went to overtime. Before 2021, no Nashville Xfinity race had ever gotten the overtime call. The next-gen era, even in Xfinity, brings the drama. However, the driver who leads the most laps has won 14 of the 25 Nashville races, including 8 of the last 10. So, track position and dominance can pay off. And here's a key stat for your betting slips. The Stage 2 winner has gone on to win the race in 3 of the 4 Nashville races since the return. Pole position has been a revolving door, with 7 different drivers winning the last 7 Nashville poles. Though JGR has a strong qualifying record here, winning 7 of the last 12, don't expect a lot of late race heroics for the win itself. Only 3 times in 25 races has there been a pass for the win in the final 2 laps. Last year's race was an anomaly. The fewest leaders, lead changes, and DNFs in Nashville NXS history. Will we see a repeat of that clean green racing, or will chaos return? Let us know in the comments. Justin Allgaier is having a banner year. He leads all drivers with 9 top 5 finishes and 537 laps led in 25. Those 9 top 5s are his most ever after 13 races. He's also won the fastest lap award 4 times this year. No one else has more than 2. He's just 9 top 10s away from being the first driver to reach 300 in his Xfinity Series career. A remarkable achievement. His Junior Motorsport team is also closing in on a milestone, just 7 wins away from win number 100. Sam Meyer on another driver showcasing incredible consistency, finishing in the top 15 in 11 of 13 races this season. But the season as a whole has been wild. 5 of 13 Xfinity races this year have ended with a last lap pass. The last 3 races have seen a pass for the win in the final 2 laps. 7 of the 13 races have gone to overtime. It's edge-of-your-seat stuff every week. We've also seen 3 crew chiefs get their first NXS win in 2025, showcasing that depth is needed in the pit box. Daniel Dye's crew chief, Kevin Walter, returns after a 1-race suspension, looking to get his driver back on track. Manufacturer-wise, it's been the year of the Chevrolet. They've led 1,938 of 2,448 laps this year and won 11 of the first 13 races, tying their own record from '94. Can Toyota or Ford break their stranglehold at Nashville in the Xfinity Series? Alpha Prime Racing is a team on the rise with 3 top 5 finishes in the last 7 races after only having 2 career top 5s entering the year. It's great to see smaller teams finding success. One surprising stat, the 2025 is the first season since 17 without a first-time winner in the first 13 races. With so many talented young drivers, that's bound to change soon. Perhaps Nashville is the place. Catherine Legg also returns to pilot the number 32 Jordan Anderson Racing Chevrolet, making her 5th start of the season and adding another compelling storyline. Overall, the Xfinity Series is delivering incredible action. The 13 races this season have produced 191 lead changes, 3rd most all-time at this point, and 106 different leaders, 2nd most all-time. However, there have also been 68 caution for incident, tied for the most all-time through 13 races. It's a high-wire act, and Nashville's concrete will only amplify the intensity. Finally, on the weekend, we go to Friday. Yeah, we did them out of order a little this weekend, but your stat analysis for the Rackley Roofing 200, it's kicking off a main course of racing, and that's why we wanted to talk about the main course. Oh, it's good. It'll be 8 p.m. Friday night on FS1. 150 laps, 200 miles, and a purse of $782,000. It's the 18th truck race at Nashville Superspeedway, and like the other series, the 5th since the 2021 return. Stage lengths are set for 45 laps, then 50, and a final 55-lap dash to the finish. If you want to talk about domination at Nashville, look no further than Christian Eckes in 2024. He started 3rd and led all 150 laps. Every single lap. That's a statement performance he'll be looking to replicate, or at least come close to. The 2025 Truck Series season has been defined by thrilling finishes, with 5 of the 11 races so far featuring a pass for the win in the last 5 laps. But the dominant storyline, without a doubt, has been Corey Helm. His 754 laps led in 2025 is the most ever through the first 11 races of a Truck Series season. His 8 Truck Series stage wins are tied for the most all-time through 11 races. He's led the most laps in 7 of the 11 races this year, though he's only converted 3 of those into wins, a ratio he'd surely like to improve. To put his laps led number in perspective, only 7 drivers entered at Nashville this weekend have more career laps led than Heim. He's the only driver to have led in all 11 races this year. He's also recently tied the veteran Matt Crafton for 10th all-time in Truck Series wins at 15, achieving this feat in a staggering 388 fewer starts. He's the 4th fastest driver to 15 wins in Truck Series history. I'm telling you, the kid is special. And Tricon Garage Team is firing on all cylinders, starting 1-2-3 last week in Charlotte, the first time the organization had ever swept the top 3 qualifying spots. Tyler Ankrum, another standout, ended a 130-race winless streak earlier this season at Rockingham, the most starts between wins in Truck Series history, and a testament to his perseverance. Ankrum and Helm currently lead all drivers with 7 top 5 finishes in 2025. We've seen a resurgence over time that finishes lately, with 2 in the last 4 races after none in the previous 21. And there's always Kyle Busch. Rowdy is making a return to the Truck Series at Nashville. His record on concrete is legendary. 11 wins, the most all time. And he won in both his previous truck starts at Nashville. However, he didn't lead a lap in his last 2 truck races. The first time since 2011 he hadn't led in consecutive starts. The last time he failed to lead in 3 consecutive starts, way back in 2007. It'll be 14 years, 1 month, and 8 days between Nashville truck starts for Kyle Busch. Can he shake off the rust and remind everyone why he's one of the best to ever do it? I say he can. I mean, when I think about Kyle Busch, he's one of the greatest that there ever were. He's done it all. Can you remember when he busted the Sam Bass guitar? Oh, that pissed off a lot of fans. And I'm sure Sam didn't like it. But overall, I think it was historic. It was memorable. And Dave Burns on the call was killer. This weekend is also a celebration of Nashville itself. The Superspeedway, built in '01 by Dover Motorsports, has a rich, if somewhat turbulent history. It hosted Xfinity Series, trucks, ARCA, and even Indy cars at its inception. After NASCAR events ceased post-2011, the track found new life as a filming location and testing facility. A sale to Nexavation fell through, but the buzz for big-time racing's return grew, especially when NASCAR moved its championship banquet to Music City in 2019. Dover Motorsport bought the Cup racing back in 2021, taking one of Dover's dates before Speedway Motorsport purchased the facility later that year for a hefty $131 million. And don't forget that tradition. Winners still get a trophy. They get a custom Gibson Les Paul guitar. A fitting tribute with Gibson's headquarters right there in Nashville. Before the Superspeedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds was the heart of NASCAR in this region, hosting 42 Cup races between '58 and '84. Legends like Petty, Waltrip, Yarborough dominated there, collectively winning 57% of all races. The city itself, Music City, USA, a nickname coined in 1950, breathes music. From the Grand Ole Opry, the world's longest-running live music radio show, to over 180 live music venues. It's a global hub for the music industry, employing nearly 60,000 people. This year, the connection between NASCAR and the community is stronger than ever. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. recently visited Fort Campbell, engaging with troops as part of the NASCAR Salutes Together with Coca-Cola initiative. And Marine Week Nashville, June 1st through the 7th, will see the United States Marine Corps celebrating their 250th birthday with activations all weekend at the track, including performances by the 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing Band and the Silent Drill Platoon. It's a powerful reminder of the sport's deep ties to the military. Finally, a big Tennessee welcome to Cracker Barrel Old Country Store, the new entitlement partner for the Cup race. Two Tennessee institutions, NASCAR and Cracker Barrel, uniting for what promises to be a spectacular weekend. So as the haulers roll in and the scent of racing fuel begins to mingle with the aroma of barbecue, what are we looking for? In Cup, Hendrick Motorsports, can they translate their staggering stat sheet into a Nashville win? Will Kyle Larson continue concrete mastery and Nashville consistency? Can Joe Gibbs Racing finally solve Superspeedway puzzle? And who among the playoff drivers will make a decisive move? With last lap passes and surprise winners becoming the norm, literally anything can happen. In Xfinity, will Justin Allgaier continue his stellar season and add another Nashville guitar to his collection? Can a rookie break through for their first win? And will Chevrolet continue their near-total dominance of the series this year? In trucks, is it Corey Haim's world and we're just living in it? Or can Kyle Busch turn back the clock and show the youngsters how it's done on the concrete? It's more than just racing. It's a 3-day festival of speed, sound, and southern hospitality. From the roar of the engines to the strum of the victory guitar, Nashville is ready. They're ready to put on a show. Make sure you're tuned in. It's going to be one of the highlight reels. The purses are massive, the points are critical, and the bragging rights are priceless. This is Nashville, folks. Let the music play and the engines roar. And speed freaks, quarter-mile connoisseurs, prepare yourself for an assault on your senses. A symphony of supercharges and the sweet smell of nitro burning in the New England air. We are on the brink of the 12th annual NHRA New England Nationals, descending upon the iconic New England Dragway in Epping, New Hampshire. The event will take place from May 30th to June 1st. This isn't just another stop on the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Tour. It's a pilgrimage to a place where drag racing's old school soul meets modern day 12,000 horsepower, 340 mile an hour fury. Forget your leisurely Sunday drives through the quaint New England countryside. We're talking about a weekend where the earth literally trembles, where reaction times are measured in thousandths of a second, and where legends are forged one blistering pass at a time. New England Dragway, with its undeniable charm and fiercely loyal fan base, is set to host the 7th of 20 races in 2025 NHRA season. And if last year's sold-out spectacle is any indication, Epping is about to become the epicenter of motorsport universe. The action kicks off with a bang! A series of controlled explosions on Friday. 2 qualifying sessions are on tap, culminating in the sensory overload that is Nitro at night. Imagine these fire-breathing beasts under the lights, header flames reaching for the stars. It's a sight that never gets old. And this year, Friday night comes with a distinctly New England twist. The inaugural #1 Clawifier Award, presented by Napa. Yes, you heard that right. During the second qualifying session, slated for 7:30 p.m., not only will drivers be battling for that coveted provisional top spot, but they'll also be vying for a unique honor. A special chair, crafted from lobster pots, awaits on the top end. The evening's #1 qualifier in Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock gets to park themselves in this crustacean throne until they're dethroned or the session ends. The prize? Bragging rights, a massive lobster for the driver, and delectable lobster dinners for the entire team. Talk about a tasty incentive. Fans can even catch this unique top-end celebration live and free on NHRA's Facebook and YouTube channels, as well as NHRA.tv. Saturday keeps the adrenaline pumping with 2 more qualifying rounds, starting at 12:30 Eastern and 3 p.m. And woven into this high-stakes qualifying drama is the must-see weekly Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge. This is where the semifinalists from the previous event in Chicago get a chance to settle old scores, rematching for crucial bonus points and a nice chunk of bonus cash. The winners of these matchups then face off to close out qualifying, adding another layer of intensity to an already packed day. Then Sunday, Elimination Sunday. 11 a.m. Eastern, the ladders are set, and it's a win or go home. The stars of Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock will lay it all on the line, chasing not only points and prize money, but also a very special New England Nationals lobster pot buoy trophy, alongside, of course, the coveted Wally. And for those who can't be trackside, the Fox family of networks has you covered, with eliminations kicking off at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Let's dive into the flopper fanatics' favorite category, Funny Car. Last year in Epping, it was one and only John Force, the sport's winningest driver, who took his 157th career Wally, battling his then teammate Austin Prock in a thrilling final round. Folks, we're going to do a really special video here shortly. It's going to air either late this week or early next week. It's called John Force's Last Wally. When John won last year in Epping, it was magical. It was weird. And John talked about maybe the end was near. He talked about Austin Prock would someday take over for him. He talked about a lot of things. And he took that Wally and he did something really special with it that's never been publicized. And I'm going to tell that story here. And he went to the press room and his emotions, they all came out. It was unusual but fun. It was a great story from the boss man, but in many ways kind of sad. We've talked a lot about John. I know a lot of you know at one point I worked for him, but it's more than just what I know. It's more than what you know. It's about special memories of the greatest driver ever in our sport. And at this point, they won't use that word retire. And if you ask John, he'll say he's ready to race again. But last year in Epping, he hauled ass and he did it. So he took that trophy. He did something really cool with it. And we're going to feature a little behind the scenes and talk about John Force's last Wally. It was over teammate Austin Prock in a thrilling final round. What a difference a year makes. After that crash in Richmond, the seemingly indestructible force handed the driving duties of his peak antifreeze and coolant Chevrolet SS to another legend, former Funny Car World Champ and Supercomp Champ, Fast Jack Beckman. And what a decision that has proven to be. Beckman, who was out of the sport for nearly 4 years, returned with a vengeance. He snagged 2 wins during the 6-race countdown last year, finishing second in points only to his new teammate, Austin Prock, who himself went on to capture the championship. Talk about a dynamic duo under the John Force Racing banner. This season, Prock, the reigning champ, is already leading the points, fueled by back-to-back wins in Vegas and Charlotte. He'll be hunting for his first New England Dragway win. Meanwhile, Beckman, currently sitting a strong second in the Mission Foods points, is riding a wave of momentum. He's already picked up a pair of victories this year, bringing his funny car total to an impressive 37. His most recent triumph came at his last race in Chicago, a win he described as, quote, perhaps the most satisfying victory of my entire career. Beckman, now 58, is clearly relishing his return. He hasn't raced at New England Dragway since 2019, but speaks fondly of the track, calling it like going back 50 years in a time machine, and praising its welcoming and enthusiastic fans. He's on the hunt, and with the peak Chevy having won here last year, albeit with Force at the helm, the team knows what it takes. But the JFR Titans won't have it all their own way. The funny car field is stacked. Paul Lee is always a threat. Ron Capps, a multi-time champion, knows how to win anywhere, anytime. Matt Hagan, another perennial championship contender, has historically enjoyed tremendous success in Epping and will be looking to add another lobster pot to his collection. And then there's the local hero, Bob Tasca III. Racing in front of his home crowd always gives Tasca an extra spring in his step, and you can bet he'd love nothing more than to hoist that Wally in Epping. In Top Fuel, Kalitta's Quest and Stewart's Surge have them being chased by a field of fire breathers. Now, let's talk about those kings of speed, the Top Fuel dragsters. Last year, Epping was the site of a monumental achievement for Doug Kalitta. With his victory there, the veteran driver finally accomplished his career-long goal of winning at every single track on the circuit. It was poignant and a popular win. This season, Kalitta has a runner-up finish in Phoenix to his name, a race where his Kalitta Motorsport teammate Sean Langdon took the victory. Langdon is the man to beat in Top Fuel right now. He currently leads the point standings, already boasting 2 wins on the young season. He's carrying the banner high for Kalitta Camp, but hot on his heels, and one of the biggest stories in all of motorsport is the legendary Tony Stewart. Smoke, the 2024 NHRA Rookie of the Year, has taken to drag racing like a fish to water, or perhaps more accurately, like a shark to a school of fish. He captured his first career Top Fuel win in Las Vegas earlier this year, and according to one of the provided releases, sits second in points. Another release states he took over the points lead with a second win, so we'll note the strong performance regardless of the exact current ranking between the 2 releases. His transition from NASCAR and IndyCar royalty to Top Fuel contender has been nothing short of spectacular. And he's a legitimate threat every time he stages. The Top Fuel field is, as always, a murderer's row. Reigning world champion Antron Brown is always in the mix, a 3-time champ who knows how, actually he's a 4-time champ, he knows how to navigate a championship campaign. Brittany Force, of course, the multi-time champion herself and daughter of the legendary John, possesses the raw horsepower to obliterate records on any given pass. Clay Millican, fan favorite, is always capable of a weekend upset, and Josh Hart has proven he can run with the best. It's a category where a 1/10 of a second can feel like an eternity, and Epping's all-concrete surface will demand perfection. For the purists who love intricate dance of man and naturally aspirated machine, Pro Stock promises its own brand of high drama. Last year, Troy Coughlin Jr. drove his Jegs.com machine to the event win in 24. However, the 25 Pro Stock narrative has been utterly dominated by the KB Titan racing duo of Dallas Glenn and the iconic reigning world champ of Greg Anderson. Consider this staggering statistic. Glenn and Anderson have been in all 5 Pro Stock finals this season. That's not just consistency, that's a stranglehold on the category. Dallas Glenn is currently leading the points, having already parked his rad torque system Chevy Camaro in the winner's circle at Gainesville, Vegas, and Charlotte. He's the man with the target on his back. But don't count out that formidable elite motorsport camp, led by 6-time Pro Stock World Champion Erica Enders, a driver who has shattered records and glass ceilings throughout her illustrious career. Elite Motorsport would dearly love to break that KB Titan racing streak and return to the NHRA winner's circle in Epping. Enders and her teammates are too talented and too competitive to stay quiet much longer. The battle between these Pro Stock Titans is always a chess match at 200 miles an hour. Beyond the big three, a full festival of speed. The excitement in Epping isn't limited to the Mission Foods professional categories. The Congruity NHRA Pro Mod Drag Racing Series will be on hand, treating fans to the wild, unpredictable, and always thrilling action of those supercharged and turbocharged door slammers. If you like wheel stands, close finishes, and a touch of chaos, Pro Mod is your ticket. Of course, the backbone of the sport, the NHRA Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series, will see hundreds of sportsman racers from across the region battling for glory in a multitude of classes. These are the grassroots heroes, the weekend warriors who pour their heart and soul into the machine. NHRA events are renowned for their unparalleled fan access, and the New England Nationals is no exception. The Nitro Alley stage, located in the heart of the pits, is the main entertainment hub. It's where fans can attend Nitro School to learn the ins and outs of these incredible machines, participate in meet and greets with their favorite drivers, snag autographs, and soak in the atmosphere. Before the final round on Sunday, fans in Epping can enjoy the special pre-race ceremonies that introduce each driver, a tradition that includes the fan favorite Seal Master Track Walk. Imagine strolling down the actual racing surface just moments before the 12,000 horsepower monsters unleash their fury. It's an experience unlike any other in motorsport. And after the last burnout smoke has cleared and the final win light has blazed, fans are invited to come back and congratulate the winners at the Winner's Circle celebration. As always, every ticket is a pit pass. This is where NHRA fans experience the true shining of greatness. Fans can wander through the sprawling pit area, see their favorite teams in action as they meticulously service their cars between rounds, get autographs, and witness firsthand the incredible teamwork and dedication that goes into competing at this level. You can also visit NHRA Manufacturer Midway, a vibrant marketplace where sponsors and vendors create an exciting atmosphere with displays, interactive exhibits, and the latest go-fast goodies. A New England tradition with a lobster kick, New England Dragway has carved out a special place on NHRA Tour. For over a decade, it has attracted massive, enthusiastic crowds who appreciate the raw power and accessibility of NHRA drag racing. The old-school feel of the facility combined with the passionate New England fan base creates a unique and electric atmosphere. And this year, the New England flavor is being amplified. We've already talked about the #1 Clawifier and the lobster dinners for Friday's top qualifier, but the celebration of all things crustacean continues through Sunday, where event winners will not only receive traditional Wally trophies, but a special New England Nationals lobster pot buoy trophy. It's a quirky, cool, and quintessentially New England touch that makes winning in Epping a little sweeter. So how can you catch all the high-octane excitement if you're not in town? Well, Mission Food Drag Racing Series qualifying kicks off 2 rounds on Friday, May 30th at 5 p.m. and 7:30, the final 2 rounds of qualifying, including the Mission Too Fast Too Tasty Challenge. For television viewers, FS1 will bring qualifying action at 7 p.m. on Friday, again at 7 p.m. at Saturday, then settle in for a 3-hour block of elimination coverage from 6 p. to 9 p. Eastern on Sunday on the Fox Broadcast Network. The final word, Epping awaits. The 12th annual NHRA New England Nationals is shaping up to be a landmark event. From the unique #1 Clawifier Award adding spice to Friday night qualifying, to the intense championship battles that are heating up in Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock, this is a weekend you won't want to miss. Whether it's Beckman continuing his remarkable comeback, Prock solidifying the Funny Car reign, Langdon or Stewart battling for Top Fuel supremacy, or the KB Titan juggernaut trying to fend off elite and Pro Stock storylines abound. It's a place where every pass matters, where the roar of 12,000 horsepower echo through the trees, and where the reward for a perfect weekend might just be a Wally in one hand and a lobster in the other. This is Epping. This is NHRA drag racing. Get ready for the nitro to roar. And you know, when you talk about Nashville and you talk about Epping, these are cities that in NASCAR and drag racing, they thrive. The fans are really, they're passionate. Now, I do say passionate because the fan bases really vary in size, but the quality of those men and women that come out to the track are exact. When you go to Nashville, you can expect one of the largest, coolest crowds in the country. When you go to Epping, you can expect one of the smallest, coolest crowds in the country. It's just kind of cool. Something that's really special about Epping will always be John's last win. You know, he got that trophy, and we will do that feature here later this week. I can't wait to share. Today was a mostly statistical analysis. We've had a lot of fun doing debates, getting a little heated, talking politics, talking about the car of the day, telling jokes. Today, a little more rehearsed, a little reading the script, talking stats. Because what I want you to do this weekend is turn on your TV or go to the race and forget about life for a while and just take it in and just enjoy. That's going to do it for Late Lab tonight. From Studio 1396, as I say at the end of every great show, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, smile, be happy, and until then. And to our friends in the South, sea amable consigo mismo, sea amable con otros, sonría, sea feliz, hasta entonces, cuídese. Take care.